Yo guys, I'm Yellow, a hardcore PC gamer, if you had no clue. So today I figured we should cover the matter of fact that Silverhell is not real, okay? Just gotta break it to you. Now, before some of you people will get incredibly frustrated, annoyed, and or want to disagree with me, let's just go through exactly why it doesn't exist. So, I've never actually been at any of the silver ranks. The lowest I've ever been, legitimately, Smurf as main account was Nova 1, in which happened, or it lasted for like 2 days. My first rank was Nova 4, and then not too slowly, I got up to the Master Guardian 1 ranks, and then I landed on TMG for a little while, and then I took a stop at LEM, and then I easily got to global when all the cheaters were gone, and I've been there for quite some time now, and it's rather easy to stay around. But then again, there's no cheaters, which is just, you know, inhuman interactions all over again, so it's obvious that you can stick around global elite right now, I guess. But anyways, so Silver Elite doesn't really exist, and I've read through a lot of comments, but I've figured out one, like, reason for why it might be perceived as a thing, and also a very easy way, or a common way rather, for people to bypass that kind of thing, okay? So people might have a main account and you might be Silver Elite or something like that, or Silver 3. And you watch all of these people online play, you know, whether or not it's my videos, somebody else's videos, long, short videos, people that are in general just more skilled, in which they are going to make better decisions. And you're mimicking them because you see that the decisions are better, naturally, right? You watch maybe Summit or whatever kind of Counter-Strike YouTuber as well. And when you then take that all the way to the lower ranks, where you are, and you're like, man, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna get that A side, we're gonna win, we're gonna plant the bomb, we're gonna wreck everybody with headshots, and there's gonna be a wipe of the enemy team. You then got 4 teammates that don't really have that kind of mental processing fortitude, like they're not ready at all, like they're barely trying to aim well and, you know, follow you because their sense is too high and stuff. Like, you're already, the fundamentals of that kind of roster of two teams is already just out of the water, but then double down that with them having a severe lack of experience, you are going to get wrecked at the most absurd times, which is where the metagame of specific ranks comes into play, which is rather obvious, and I even alluded to this in the video that I made the day after I made that Silverhell is a thing video, in which it's rather old by now. Which, by the way, I feel a little bit guilty of not making this video, just making it pretty obvious why it doesn't exist. So, yeah, metagames of the ranks essentially works like this. As you start at, for example, Silver 1 rank, and you get all the way throughout the ranks, your knowledge level of the game, but also your skill, how you tune the game, how responsive you are to the different things, how good your game sense might be, for example, how good pre-aim you have, how good movement you have, it will all level up eventually, okay? Whether or not you have really good hardware or not doesn't really matter, as long as you get 60 FPS approximately. A little bit more technically right now, by the way. So there's that. But anyways, as you get through all of these ranks, people will have a different level of intuition and risk versus reward kind of mentality behind the game, okay? What that essentially means is that if you got this lovely wall right here, and you got little Jimmy right here with a P90, and he had a decent spawn, he will disregard cover, safety, anything just for that single kill, and he's gonna run out from the cover. He's just gonna leave it. He's like, no, fuck that cover, I got a P90, I got so many bullets that I'm just gonna kill all of you, and he will go for the most insane kill ever that doesn't make any sense, and you will almost never ever see happen on the top level at all. So naturally then, when you have this better example, and it seems like a better thing to do in the game, in which, you know, that will never happen in the game, but then that enemy is disregarding that, naturally, me like you is gonna get absolutely demolished at those lower ranks. So, yeah, that essentially just goes down with how the game works, but also how people are just not, they just don't really think that far into it. So when you then are above their level, you're literally just making the wrong move. So things to, or yeah, easy ways to adapt to this will be then to just play more leaned back, be a little bit more adaptive and responsive with your aim. So for that, obviously playing deathmatch will help you out a lot. Constantly be aware of those kind of things. Always sneak around and be a little bit, you know, ready for gunfights. And I'm pretty sure that most of the people out there that just practice those kind of basic notions, aside from, you know, whether or not to play cover or not, in which I got a video made on that, so I can link that with an annotation in the end of this video. Yeah, doing those things will probably carry further in those scenarios, just adapting to that metagame of those 2-3 ranks that you're close to. And then as you keep on moving, you know, you just make alternate changes, just like a car, you know. You start in those car upgrading games, you start with a really shitty one, and then you just slap on new parts all the time, and eventually it's a fucking sports car, you know. So that's essentially what you gotta do with you. Other than that, the ELO ranking system is still stuck exactly how it works, but the only little alternation will be your 10 placement rankings, in which the game will be like, this guy here actually matched up to a DMG player by his score, so maybe we should give him that rank. So that is also a way of bypassing all of this stuff, by the way, but it requires you still to play 10 games of matchmaking, or 9 and get a draw on the last one. So if you want to do that instead, that might work as well, assuming that you know that you are like over the level of a DMG, for example. But that aside, it still takes work, so just work at it, and you will eventually, if you actually deserve it, get easily out, regardless of teammates, or enemies, or cheaters, or smurfers. I mean, it's all about skill after all. So thanks for watching this video, by the way. If you want to support the channel, in which would be awesome, by the way, we got the Patreon page revamped, so feel free to take a look around there. Should be way better rewards there right now. If you would slap on a like, that would also be cool, I guess. So anyways, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play, people.